Hey, I'm Tom from Built to Rome. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how I built this tire repair kit on a budget. If you've never had a flat tire, chances are you probably will. If you are just driving around town, going, running errands, getting groceries, that sort of thing, having a flat tire is not that big of a deal. You could always call a loved one to come help you. You can call AAA. There's tons of different ways to get out of a pinch when you're in town. But what if you're like me and you like to roam in the mountains, deserts, just anywhere off the beaten path? I love overlanding, and I kind of built this specifically for that. I'm a big believer that part of overlanding is being self-sustainable. So being able to get yourself out of a pinch when you're in the backcountry, you might not have service. Hopefully you have a way to communicate. But if you don't, or if you're in a place where a service just can't get to you, a tow truck's not going to come save you if you're on an off-roading trail, that sort of thing. So having a tire repair kit can be extremely beneficial. So I wanted to build this one, but I wanted to build it on a budget. You can just buy these. You can buy a repair kit. It's very similar to this with pretty much everything it has in this, but they're very expensive. This one we're going to dive into. I'm going to show you everything that's inside of it, where I got it, and how much it costs. So let's dive into it. So for most of the contents of this case and the case itself, I went to Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight is kind of known for being cheap. While there are some tools and products at Harbor Freight that I would not buy, everything in this box that I bought there are great. There are tons of videos on YouTube where you can find kind of gems at Harbor Freight for off-roading and overlanding, and everything in this case that came from Harbor Freight would be on those lists to include the case. So let's open it up and we'll dive into it. So the first thing I picked out was the case. This is an Apache 3800 case from Harbor Freight. This case is great. It's super durable, very rugged. It actually comes with pluck and pull foam on the inside so that you can get it kind of form-fitting to hold all of your stuff in place. Once everything's in here and I close it up, there's really no movement, which is ideal. And I went with orange. I went with orange for, I really just wanted it to be obnoxiously obvious. Rather than tell my loved one, hey, I'm on the side of the road with a flat tire, can you bring me the floor jack that's sticking out from under the workbench in the garage, and in the second drawer from the top there's a socket, and then the breaker bar in the third drawer from the top, and I need my tire repair kit that's on top of the beer fridge, etc. I would rather say, give me the orange case. Can't really make that mistake and grab the wrong one. If you really wanted to, you could write tire repair kit on it, but I think just saying, get me the obnoxiously orange case will work for me. So love these cases. There's tons of reviews on these cases showing how durable they are, how waterproof they are, etc. So for overlanding, these are wonderful. You can do a Pelican case, Rome kit, there's all kinds of more expensive ones out here, but for the money, this is awesome. This was $40. So, and there's different colors, yellow, black, etc., and different sizes, but this was the one that I found fit this stuff the best. So that is the case. I decided to go with a bottle jack. You could do a Pro Eagle off-road jack. You could do a Badlands off-road jack. The problem with those for me is they're big and they're heavy. This was inexpensive. This jack itself is $38. I went with an 8-ton. You typically don't want to exceed 75% of the load of the jack. So when you build an off-road rig, it can get very heavy. It can also get very tall. So if you were thinking, well, mine came with a bottle jack, well, maybe play with it. See if mine won't even reach. The bottle jack that came in my Toyota won't even reach the frame due to the height, and it's probably too heavy. So I went with an 8-ton. That is more than enough for me. It came with, of course, the little lever so that you can jack it up, and that was the bottle jack that I went with. Next, let's talk about the breaker bar. This breaker bar is a 13-inch 3/8 drive made by Icon, Harbor Freight special. This was 25 bucks. I would love to have a longer one, but 13 inches was the longest that would fit in this case. So this is gonna work, not ideal. Love to have it longer, but it will definitely work. So that's the breaker bar I went with. Next, let's talk about the tire repair kit. I went with a tire repair kit that was only $25, but it has so much in it. Most tire repairs that I've had to do anyway have always been punctures to the tread. So like a nail, a screw. That is really what this one is for. So First of all, it comes with needle nose pliers so that you can pull the nail or screw out. Then it comes with a reaming tool. Nice, I assume this is stainless steel, maybe aluminum, but hard metal reaming tool. And then the insertion tool. The thing I love about the insertion tool is it comes with a replacement tip. I have broken these, so it comes with Allen screws. There's a little set screw where you can easily swap it out with the replacement. And then in this little box, it has all kinds of valve cores, valve core removal tools, caps for your valve stems, a little knife so that you can cut the plug out once you insert the plug. Then it comes with 60 plugs, which is a lot, and then rubber cement. So everything right there in that tire repair kit, I mean, that's a great tire repair kit. That comes with more than most of them do. And that tire repair kit was only $25. My Harbor Freight didn't have it in stock. They didn't have the one I wanted, so I did order that one. But for the money, that is the best tire repair kit that I could find. So, yeah. So what if you have a flat and it's not a puncture to the tread? Well, the other common one would be the sidewall. So with the sidewall repair kit, I went with GlueTread. This is not something I could get at Harbor Freight. I just ran over to my local off-road shop here in Colorado Springs, Predator Off-Road, and picked this up. This was 50 bucks. They have different ones, so if I want to throw this in my side-by-side, my Polaris Expedition, I would have to grab the side-by-side one. So that is something I do plan on doing. But yeah, GlueTread, tons of YouTube videos on these and how they work. People love them, so that is definitely an important thing, just in case it's not a penetration to the tread. So that will go in there as well. The next things are going to be pretty specific to your vehicle. I have a lug nut key. My lug nuts are special so that you can't steal my wheels, or at least have to work a little bit harder to steal my wheels. And I have made the mistake before of assuming this was in the glove box and I had a flat and it wasn't in there. So for whatever vehicles you see yourself using this in, make sure that you have the lug nut or the key. And then I also have the socket that fits over that. So I've got a 21 millimeter socket, also from Harbor Freight. So yeah, make sure that you have those. Those are super important. All of this is useless if you don't have these. So don't be like me and double check. So that is how I get my lug nuts off. So next, let's talk about mounting this. There are several mounts that you can buy where you can mount this. I've considered mounting this on top of my Sherpa roof rack. The problem with the mounts is they are like a quick connect mount. So you mount the mount, it's hard mounted, and then this just pops on, quick connects, and you can release it, throw it in another vehicle, pull it to, you know, the flat tire on the side of the trail. But those mounts are so expensive. I could build several of these. All in on this, I have $178 in this, to where, yeah, I will not be buying one of those mounts. I would just build another one and throw it in that other second vehicle. So this is most likely just going to get stored in my cargo area and strapped down. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it in the long run. But I do want to be able to pull it off. There are videos of people just hard mounting the box itself by just, you know, mounting bolts from the roof rack, coming up through the bottom, sealing around the bolts, putting nuts on inside the bottom of the case. I don't want to do that because if I have a flat, I want to pull this down to the tire. I don't want to have to take all this individual stuff out and bring it down there with me and then have to climb back up there and put it all back. So yeah, this is most likely just going to get strapped down in my cargo area. So obviously all of this is useless if you don't have an air compressor. I did not try to include an air compressor in this, and I didn't really want to cover it in this video because in overlanding and off-roading, a lot of us have onboard air, or we already have an air compressor situation already figured out. I use the ARB twin air compressor. It's in a case similar to this, and it's got alligator clips where I just hook it to my battery. So I'm set on that, but do know that this is all useless if you don't have an air compressor. If you don't have an air compressor, you can look into ARB, Air, lots of options out there. Even Harbor Freight has some that you plug into a cigarette lighter. They will probably just take a little longer. So make sure you have a good air compressor, but with an air compressor and this kit, you can definitely get yourself back on the road in a pinch. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. This is actually my first like real video ever on the Built to Roam channel. So I'd love to have you subscribe. Can help me make more videos. If anything, just motivate me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If there's things that you think I should add, if there's better deals out there, let me know. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you out on the trails.